The reveal trailer for The Sims 4 Businesses and Hobbies expansion pack left some questions, so today I'm covering what we know so far about traits, aspirations, pack integration, and also a look at the new 161 Create a Sim items and 196 Build Buy items. Of course, keep in mind we still have a gameplay trailer. I'm still unsure if we actually have a live stream for this pack, but we better. But in any case, I do want to cover some concepts that I think will be important to just how robust this gameplay is. As I so often say, honestly, I was underwhelmed by the trailer. I think it's only fair to go over the details we knew so far. So first things first, you may not have noticed it, and honestly, I didn't notice this at first, but there are different types of owners in the trailer. There are owners that are on the up and up, so to speak, and ones who are doing shady business. The thing I like about this is it adds some nuance and potential consequence to the pack. As I so often say, Sims 4 leans very optimistic and cheerful, so any drama or consequence I can get from a pack, I do usually appreciate, of course depending on how well done it actually is. Now credit goes to Sixum on Twitter for summarizing these traits and aspirations. Idealist Sims have high standards and strive to create a better world through their actions. They want to inspire others and lead by example, whereas shady Sims are opportunists in the roles to get ahead. They're skilled at turning situations in their favor even if it means cutting corners. Now obviously I am more interested in the shady Sims, and I do hope this extends past just businesses. In other words, I hope that shady Sims do shady things in their everyday life and have desires to do shady things. Now we also have new aspirations. The esteemed entrepreneur focuses on business success and relationships, rewarding the beloved brand trait, which is boosting customer satisfaction and relationships. We also have the master mentor, which emphasizes teaching others, rewarding the motivating trait. And this allows you to give speeches that boost skills and mood. So I've spoken many times, I'm not a big fan of aspirations in Sims 4 because I do think a lot of them act like tutorials. However, I could see the master mentor one being potentially interesting. I'm a little less interested in the motivating trait, but regardless, I am glad we're getting new traits and aspirations because I personally think that is a must for Sims 4 expansion packs. And like I said, I would be most interested in the shady Sims and see if there's actual consequences to their shady actions. Another important topic for Sims 4 expansion pack, and also a topic of hot debate, is pack integration. You want an expansion pack to stand on its own and be strong on its own, but I also appreciate when there's integration to make it more robust and fit in with the content some people already have. These are a few ideas of what you can do with other packs, but keep in mind this seems like a flexible system, so I would assume you can do a much more than this. If you own cats and dogs, for example, you could set up a cat or dog cafe. Granted, I really have never heard of a dog cafe. Comment below if you have. That probably would be a hot mess. There's also a get together. Sims who are down to dance until the sun rises can create dance clubs, and Sims can game until the wee hours of the night. If you have city living, you could create a karaoke bar. If you have Get Famous, you could open up an acting school where you teach celebrities how to play the part. Now honestly, of all these, that sounds the most interesting to me. I actually have a positive bias towards Get Famous. Don't get me wrong, it has lots of issues. I don't really like the world, but I actually think there is potential in Get Famous, especially if they ever refreshed a pack, but that is a comment for another day. And of course, you could open up your own spa with Spa Day. Honestly though, with a pack refresh with Spa Day, I feel like you already get this without this pack. And then with Laundry Day, you could have a laundromat, and with Bowling Night, of course, you could open up your own bowling alley. Now, I do want to have a conversation more about this pack in the future because I still question how much value it's actually bringing with this new system. I will say if multifunctional lots actually work, I think that is a lot of value, and assuming it is paywalled, which I'm afraid it might be. However, I'm not totally convinced yet about the value of this pack, we will have to see more information with the gameplay trailer, and hopefully they actually have a stream. Now, just really quickly here, you probably already know this, the world has 12 new lots across 2 neighborhoods. 12 lots is a little bit on the small side for an expansion pack. From what I can tell, most expansion packs past a course get together range from 12 to 15 or 16 lots. So yes, it is on the smaller side of lot numbers. I do not know the lot sizes. Probably someone will come up with that sooner than later. And honestly, I would have been okay, this is controversial opinion, if it had been a full Hobbies pack and we didn't get a world at all, and we just focused on tons of gameplay. That's what what I'm craving. But of course, I'm not primarily a builder, and I do understand with this pack, you need lots to build your businesses. So I guess you could also argue it just does not have enough lots. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. It definitely is a small world, but what I would say more so is it just doesn't seem like an inspiring world. Granted, I do need to see more of it to see if there's any points of interest, so we'll just have to see if I am more impressed as time goes on. There are 161 Create a Sim items and 196 build buy items. I would have to actually compare to other packs. This seems decent, but just keep in mind with the Create a Sim items, tattoos and details like that do take up quite a few slots. Honestly, I owe an apology to someone who commented on my last video. They said that some of the clothing reminded them of eco lifestyle, and I said I just don't see it. And honestly, looking at it closer, I do see it a bit here. Overall, I do want to hear about their influences for this pack and what styles they were going for. And I hate to be too negative, but there's not really anything in Create a Sim so far that's really standing out to me. Of course, like I said, you get lots of tattoos, and I think it is good to have some default tattoos, of course. Keep in mind you can create your own with the paint tool. Now, if you're like me and completely untalented, apparently we're going to be able to upload tattoos. That is, of course, assuming the gallery works okay. We'll say the default tattoos are interesting choices. They seem rather big to me, which I commented on in the last video. I do appreciate that there are tattoos all over the body. That's a nice touch, and I do know people overall are looking forward to this feature. As far as the other items in this first page here, I just don't see much to write home about. Flared pants, it could be also the swatches. The pink and the red is an interesting choice. There are some bog standard jackets, some more crop tops, some more sweater vests, and it does appear to be sort of a trench coat dress combination. Now, honestly, I might even use something like this personally, but as I commented during the trailer, I just think so far the Create a Sim items aren't up to par with some other ones I've seen from other packs. It seems like they lack some detail and texture and some interest. Of course, keep in mind seeing this on this catalog isn't a great representation. Seeing the swatches and actually seeing them on the Sims is much better. Now, on this page, my favorite item is probably the dress for kids. Is it just me or we got in a lot of distressed overalls? Maybe I'm imagining this. Yeah, I just don't think there's anything really remarkable or unique here. However, I will make an argument that some people just want staples, and I suppose there are at least some staples here, so there is that. I can appreciate that they are bringing a variety of items for different ages, at least to an extent. We do get a fair few new hairstyles. They're just not really my personal cup of tea. Here's just another look at some more items here. We got some more jackets, another crop top, and of course more hairstyles. So at least they are trying to add more hairstyles. Now, I could be being dumb, but I do have a question about this one skin detail. Are they supposed to be freckles? But let's go ahead and look at the build buy items. But of course, we do have new bookshelves, and we have lots of different lights and tables. A lot of this would be useful for setting up your business and just making it look professional. We do get a new laptop, which I think is pretty interesting. I didn't expect that. And of course, some clutter related to pottery too. Now, obviously, the big draw is the functional items, and I don't want to say something that's incorrect, so I don't want to say what all these functional items are. But I do spot assets for making pottery, candy making, endeavor as well, and of course, tons of windows. So if you're a big fan of more windows and doors, here you go. They look fine. I don't think they particularly stand out, but maybe they will be useful. Just hope they come in the variety that builders need and good swatches. Interestingly enough, we also get a new guitar, and it looks like a saxophone in a display case. Some people are saying this is a hint for bands coming in November. I'm still sticking to my theory that bands are coming in November regardless. If I do get my hands on the descriptions for this item list, you know I love to look for clues. That aside, this is a little bit more of the upscale look. We get to see the chandelier and also the love seat here. Looks like we also get a new piano, and I think that is a new bar, as well as some new awnings and new fireplaces. It's always nice to get more options for your floors and your walls, and these look like fairly useful, versatile basics. I do kind of like the mosaic pattern, and I'm kind of curious what this book is supposed to represent. While this chair in the last row reminds me of something from Get Famous. Looks like we get new curtains. Honestly, I do like getting new curtains, or I would like blinds. I just want them to branch out a bit more. Nothing terrible, but nothing great in my humble opinion. And on this final page here, we see a new bed bed, which reminds me very much of a bed we have in game, but I like it decently. And we also have a bicycle. So those would be my highlights. We do also get a new swing set, which I appreciate. I just want to see them expand more with outdoor activities and new items. I'm interested to see how people use this pack for pack integration, and I do still want to learn more about the gameplay. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please take care of yourselves and have a great day.